Before begin with, I wanted to understand a little bit about your background and your expectations, and um, if you have any knowledge on the fusion. I just want to understand what each of you individuals are having knowledge about, and based on that, we can design our course. If you need to go in more detail, we can go into that. If we need to cover any specific topics, we can cover into that. So it would be very wonderful if you all one by one give me a little bit about your background and your expectations. And then before that, let me start with me. Myself is Lakshmi, and I have around 13 years of experience in Oracle applications and Oracle Fusion applications. And coming to Oracle Fusion, I am working in Oracle Fusion applications for the past 3 years and 3.5 years more specifically. And I was involved in Fusion implementations, support, and upgradations too. So most of my experience overall functionally goes into HR applications, and technically goes into Oracle applications technical, the RISE components in Oracle EBS, and OAF, Oracle Application Framework, and OBIE, and several other reporting tools like Tableau, other specific tools. Coming to Fusion applications, I was involved in end-to-end technical implementations of Fusion applications, mostly in SAS and partly in the SAS model. And even I'm involved in Talio implementations too. So that's my brief background. And coming to my hobbies, I like more of teaching, and that is one reason I usually take the training classes, and I like to share my knowledge, and at the same time I try to discuss with the people who are attending my sessions, and it's a mutual actually. So I treat everyone like me. So you people always can contact me if you have any questions, and I will open for discussions, and we together should grow in all the ways. Okay, so that is my brief background. So I will open up to each one of you to start with your introduction and your expectations and your background. Okay, yeah. So who's going to start first?
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. It is Srinivas. This is my first class. I'm attending this session. My name is Srinivas, and I have been into Oracle applications since past 18 years.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I could not work on the Fusion domain,
Okay.
but most of the time I have worked on all the RISE components and managed multiple projects across all the modules.
That's great.
Okay. Just my objective of this session is, and my expectations, the expectations in the sense, how the technical, what are the technical aspects in the Fusion Cloud technical areas, and how we integrate with the third parties, which methods, and what are the components involved in it, how to do the personalizations, and if you want to create any new pages, what is the technology that is involved in, is it FOIA framework or ADF, what kind of framework that we use in the clouds, and like that. That is my requirement. And apart from that, I would like to know, in cloud we have public and private, right?
Right.
So what kind of infrastructure are we using? Is it public or is it on premises?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I got what your expectation is. Definitely I'm going to cover most of things what you are saying. And
Okay.
after the introductions, then I will come back again what I'm going to talk about. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Srinivas.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. So who is next?
Hi Lakshmi, this is Samba Siva. I'm having 10 years of experience in Oracle applications.
Yeah, great, Samba Siva.
So far, I now worked on Fusion. I'm new to Fusion. I would like to understand what is Fusion and what are the various changes that are there in Fusion when compared to apps. Currently I'm working as an apps technical consultant.
Okay.
So I'm completely new to this Fusion. So I would like to understand what are the various changes that has come in Fusion.
Okay.
And how it is different from Oracle applications. All those things I would like to understand. So,
Sure.
means I'm expecting this course to be like I'm very new to this Fusion.
Okay.
So, I'm expecting like that.
Okay. Great. Sure. Definitely, our course is well designed for what you're expecting for, and we'll be covering what you're expecting too. And I'm going to tell what we are going to cover in a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Samba Siva.
Hey, good morning, all. This is Bibhudat Misra here.
Hi, Mishra.
Ravi, I have a 12 year of experience, mostly in the e-business models, and I've recently started working in the Fusion also.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically, I want to give a clarity on the integration side, how the reporting getting done, and mainly the security,
Okay.
security side. So, what is going to be the difference from e-business to Fusion?
Mm-hmm.
The basic concepts, and I am expecting lots of hands-on you will provide.
Yep.
And the training should be you should cover so that it should not be only to HCM specific. It should be cover finance and HCM part also.
So you said HCM, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Sure, Mishra. I think we are going to cover whatever you're saying. Absolutely right.
Thanks, Ravi.
Thank you. And I know this is Lakshmi, by the way.
Yeah, Lakshmi.
Okay. Okay. Yep. So I got response from a chat window. I think it is Prudvi.
Hey, Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Hey, Lakshmi. This is Karthik here. My name is Karthik Rajan. So just let me introduce myself.
Sure.
So I have like 15 years of experience in Oracle EBS.
Perfect.
My role is specifically solution architect. I work from US. So I'm an ex-Oracle employee, ex-SAP, and mostly now involved in supply chain and master data management and specifically revenue management from Oracle EBS side, particularly 12.2.4. So my job has been on the field side, which is particularly customer place solution architect, but I see a lot of footprints in Oracle Fusion.
Right.
So I just wanted to know in and out of Fusion, like whatever all the folks mentioned the point. Apart from that, mostly I want to change means I want to add more business process information from HCM side. Perfect. So human capital management has so much of interest because of Workday and this Oracle Fusion. So I would love to know from a business process as well as solutioning. Technical definitely is an aspect. So that makes me to join this course. And I saw two of your introduction. It was pretty comprehensive and pretty detailed. I just browsed through it and just made sure that I'm aligned with you, what you talk. So that's what,
Perfect. So you have seen my introduction classes, right? So whatever I have told in the introduction classes, that is what we are going to cover in all our sessions. Okay. So does it match with what you're expecting to? Because I learned something you're talking about business processes. So when you say HCM business processes, it needs some functional background too. But whenever it is possible, whenever we are talking about technical concepts, whenever it is possible to bring some business processes while discussing the technical concepts, I will bring it. But we may not discuss more into functional perspective of in our training sessions, but we will bring the processes whenever it's needed in our technical sessions and technical concepts. Okay.
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 the session is more around HCM, right? So because
yeah, this session is more around HCM, and I'm going to tell about that in a while once we have the introduction part. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, thanks, Karthik.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, who is next? So Manoj is actually saying that he can't speak due to technical problems. So Manoj said he is from Oracle SCM functional background with 13 years of experience from years, and he don't have any technical background. Looking forward to learn HCM Fusion technical and implementation concepts. Perfectly, Manoj. It perfectly suits what this training is for, and definitely we will be covering that. Let me note down the details. Good thing here is most of us been into this Oracle EBS already, so it helps to cover a lot of concepts very quickly. That's a good thing. Okay, and Asif again responded back to me. Asif is saying he has around 9 years of experience in Oracle Forms and Reports and PL SQL. I want to learn Oracle Fusion classes. So Asif, do you have any background of Oracle EBS? Let me see. No. Okay, that's even also okay. Even though you don't have Oracle applications background, there's no worries on that part too. So our training can handle even that part too, because Oracle Fusion is not a copy paste of Oracle EBS. Oracle Fusion is a combination of multiple products together. So no worries in that part too. Okay, so I got Manos and Asif, and I got Prudvi. Sorry, he's Siva, I think. He's Siva, and I am from JD Edwards. I don't have any background knowledge on EBS or Fusion. Looking forward to learn all Fusion related concepts from basics. Definitely, Prudvi, Shiva, whatever. So definitely we can, as I said to Asif, it's not necessary that we need an Oracle EBS background to learn Oracle Fusion. So, and when you're saying the all Fusion related concepts from basics, and we are going to cover technical concepts here, I think you are aware of it. Okay. Okay, go. So I think, okay, one more thing is there, Manoj. I think Manoj also covered. Okay. Perfect. So I got responses from Srinivas, Sambasiva, Mishra, Karthik, Manoj, Ashif, Prudvi. Did I miss anyone? Okay. Okay. Okay, great. So coming to the concepts, what I'm going to cover. So I'm going to cover mostly the technical part. What do you mean by, I mean, in a real situation, before that, I want to know how many of you attended my attended or seen my introduction classes, or how many haven't you seen it yet, or haven't attended yet?
I haven't attended. Lakshmi.
Okay, Sambasiva, I haven't attended. So
Lakshmi, this is Srinivas. I also have not attended the class.
Okay. I didn't. Manoj too. Okay. So around 3 to 4 people haven't attended the classes. So let me start from beginning. Right. So let me open the PPT. Okay. Right. Yeah. So our whole agenda of this training session is we are specifically going to talk about how Fusion application, what are the typical components of Fusion applications. When I say typical components, I'm talking about on what architecture this Fusion application is built and what technical components work together to make Fusion applications to work. That's what we are majorly talking about. So when I say what components are making Fusion application to work, like what are the inbound integrations, how we need to bring data into the Fusion applications, what are outbound integrations, how we have to send data to the from Fusion application to other systems, how many ways, what are the methods, how many kinds of integrations Fusion is offering to us. And we also will be discussing how we can customize the Fusion applications, what level of personalizations we can do, what level of customizations we can do. And we will also be talking about what kind of security this Fusion is built on. What is the typical security functionality? How we can implement a security in any Fusion applications based on our business needs. Okay, securities. Similarly, how the workflows work. Workflows means in any application, if for any process, there's a workflow behind. So how workflows are built with the Fusion applications? How to implement that? What are the typical use cases for that? So these are typical. I mean, I'm talking any application. These things are must. So we are going to talk about all these technical components, how we build within the Fusion applications. Okay, but here thing to note here is, as some of you haven't attended my overview session, I'm going to cover a little bit about that, and I'm going to narrow it down to a specific model of the Fusion, and in that specific model, we are going to talk about our technical aspects. Okay, so because based on the model, the learning will change. So the model what we are discussing in the Fusion, the SAS model, the model we are discussing in the Fusion is the one which most of our projects are going on currently. Around 80% of projects today are going on the SAS model. So all our technical discussions will go around this SAS model. Okay, so I will quickly review what we had in the technical overview session before, and I'll quickly try to complete the overview session, and let's have this discussion as a mutual one-to-one discussion this first session, and we will try to I will try to answer most of your questions. So I'm unmuting all, so you all can ask any questions at any point of time. Let's discuss together in this session, and then from tomorrow onwards, we will start with one solid topic from the Fusion technical aspects. Okay, so let me. Some people have already seen it, but I'm revisiting again. So I will going it very quickly, so you can ask questions at any point of time. Okay, so this is the agenda of technical overview I have told already. So today we are going to, I'll quickly revisit all these things in today's session. I'm going to talk about what is Fusion applications and what is Fusion application architecture, and what kind of deployment options we have in the Oracle Cloud, and what is the difference between SAS and PaaS models, and what is SAS model. In SAS model, what are inbound integrations, outbound integrations, and reporting tools we are using in the Fusion, how to extend and customize the Fusion applications, and how the security is built in the Fusion, and what are the workflows in the Fusion. These are the typical things I'm going to cover in a overview session. So I would ask you to stop me anywhere if you have any questions, and let's try to clear it up. Okay. So
sorry, one comment. So I heard your sessions, right? So one topic I just wanted to bring it, like, is there a way you are going to highlight it? Like in Oracle EBS, we have an Apple top structure architecture,
right,
where we have app schema and all the schemas based on application product family. So how do we map it in Fusion? Is like how is the deployment process works?
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
definitely. As definitely that whatever that Apple top model is there, that model is also available in the Fusion, but the model, the SAS model where we do most of our projects today, It doesn't, while deploying any component in the Fusion applications, we not necessarily to know or aware of the structure what we have internally in the server. We don't care about that. The way Oracle Fusion have gave us the deploying anything in the Fusion applications is very straightforward and very much available on the front end screen itself. We won't touch the server. We won't touch the database. Everything is available in the front end screen itself. In the front end screen offers all kind of deployment options. And why it is? Because we are in the SAS model. What is SAS model? SAS model is place where we don't have access to any of the infrastructure. When you don't have access to infrastructure, you don't know when you don't have access to infrastructure, you are not necessarily to be aware what is the directory structure built within that. But once you go to the, even in the SAS model, is not necessary. But if you go to your IIS model, then its necessity will be there to know the structures. But the deployment options, how the Fusion has given, is very straightforward. Fusion will take care of those structures. And those structure is not necessary to be same as what we have in EBS. That the directory structure is there, but the deployment options are different. Okay.
Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So coming back, what is a Fusion application? So Fusion applications, as I was saying before, it's built on best processes, either functional or either technical, or the way that we consume the Fusion applications. In all the aspects, what Oracle has did, it brought all the best in standard processes, coming to technical standards wise or coming to business processes wise. In the left side, it was saying that built on Oracle open standards based platform. So it is a platform where whatever technical components are mentioned here, they are combined together from multiple sectors. Okay, so example, Oracle SOA suite. SOA is very much popular. Service-oriented architecture is very much popular, and what Oracle did, Oracle brought that functionality, and used it very variedly to build the Fusion middleware. And the WebLogic server. WebLogic server is very much popular. Previously, before Fusion in the Oracle, before Java was there, Fusion Oracle EBS is always on top of D2K, and the architecture is completely different. But once Oracle bought Java, and Oracle understood the way the Java applications are distributed, are scalable across all kind of platforms, they understood the importance, and what they did, they developed all the applications, all the front-end applications of Fusion in Java today. So for that, they identified the WebLogic server is a place where they can deploy the Java applications. So they got WebLogic server into the Fusion middleware. And Oracle JDeveloper. JDeveloper is an integrated development environment, IDE, where you can create Java applications. You can create it. You can test it. You can diagnose it. You can troubleshoot it. So Oracle JDeveloper is a tool which we can do everything. So they got Oracle JDeveloper into it. Oracle BI, Oracle Business Intelligence. They got the best of Oracle product, Oracle OBIE, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition, into the Fusion middleware. And Oracle Web Center portal, where we can develop internet websites, where we can develop extranet websites, microsites, we can develop that. And Web Center portal, Web Center content, where we can maintain the enterprise documentation and web content, or any other kind of documentation we can maintain here. And Oracle Enterprise Manager, which actually handles all these components together and make sure every component is working, interacting with each other. Okay, and Oracle Identity Management is actually where we can create the users and the roles and the life cycle of the user, creation, deletion, ending the user, or updating the roles, whatever. So these are all the different functionalities technically, and they combine all these things together into the one single platform in the Fusion applications. Okay, and what this functionalities, most of them may not be derived as part of Oracle, but Oracle bought it externally and got it together. Same thing coming to the business processes. They have they got features from Oracle e-business suite, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel, Oracle On Demand. They got everything together and they build the best in business processes. So it's a combination of multiple processes. So that's why if you know Oracle EBS, it doesn't necessary that you should be aware of Oracle. You will understand Oracle Fusion quickly. It's not like that. They took some part of Oracle ABS, some part of PeopleSoft, some part of JD Edwards, combined it together into the Fusion applications, right? So person who is aware of EBS, if they go into Fusion application, they cannot connect it very easily or very quickly when they think in EBS perspective. But when they think of user navigation perspective, can easily connect to it, because that's the user interface or the user process is very easy there in the Fusion applications. Okay, and another beauty of the Fusion application is the way we can deploy the applications into in your company. Oracle has given multiple modes of deploying the applications into your in your company. Okay, this deployment concept completely changed once the cloud technology came into the picture. Right, when cloud came into the picture, cloud means where whoever is a cloud provider, right? Example, Amazon Web Service, or Oracle, or Microsoft Azure, or a Google Cloud. What they're doing today? What they're doing today is they're saying that, hey, we will provide you the infrastructure, we will provide you the hardware, we will provide you the memory, we will provide you the networking, we will give you everything. What else? What you need to do? You just bring your application, deploy it there, and we will maintain everything for you. That is a cloud functionality. Cloud functionality changed the entire perspective of the company's implementations, right? So when cloud concept came out, then Oracle leveraged it. What Oracle leveraged in such an extent that Oracle is saying that, hey, we will give you the application, we will give you the server, we will give you the networking, we will give you everything to you. Okay, and they call it as a public cloud. We will give everything to you, just use it. And if you don't want to use it publicly, if you don't want to expose your application publicly, then we can give you a private cloud. We can maintain it separately for you. We will give you the infrastructure, we will give you application, and we will give everything to you. You maintain it, and we will maintain it for you. You can access it privately. That's private cloud. Other one, if you don't want to have it on the cloud, have it in your premise. Have it in your own company. There's on-premise. And you need to host it, you need to maintain it. But you have to buy application from us. And hybrid. The hybrid option is you can have something on your company location and have something on your cloud. Maintain it both. You can have that provision too. So Oracle Fusion supports all these kind of deployment options. If you come into Oracle EBS previously, only on-premise or any applications, it is only on-premise. There we have to, as a company, we have to maintain it, we have to host it, and we have to upgrade it, we have to fix it. And Oracle supports only for the standard issues. But that is the on-premise methodology. So, but now with the cloud thing, what Oracle leveraged is so much of extent, and what they're saying that you buy Fusion application, you have options to deploy in any of this. That is one more beauty of yeah. Is that a question?
Lakshmi, the public cloud and private cloud is SAS model, and the on-premise is actually the PaaS model, or it is different?
On-premise is called, we can say it is IaaS model, infrastructure as a service model. And private cloud, we could say it as a PaaS model, and public cloud we can say the SaaS model. We can say like that. Maybe sometimes based on the usage it might change, but if you want to broadly categorize it, you can categorize like this: public as SaaS, private as PaaS, on-premise as infrastructure as service. We can categorize like that.
Rashmi, this is Srinivas. When you say on-premise, is it a cloud model or is it non-cloud model?
So it's a non-cloud model.
Yeah, that means it's a basic R12 implementations kind of
Exactly.
stuff.
That's true.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So 12.2.4 today, what we are using most of the look and feel is of Fusion applications kind of perspective, but we are installing it in on-premise, right? Okay, so this is the Fusion architecture diagram. So whatever we are seeing this architecture diagram here, so most of them we may not see it while using the Fusion applications SAS or PaaS model, because the in SAS or PaaS model all the architectures are built on the cloud, the Fusion infrastructure, the cloud, sorry, Oracle infrastructure, and only some of the components are available for us to use. So you may not see all these things, but if you have Fusion applications installed on your on-premise, if you have a full control, then you have to learn each and every individual component here. Then only you could able to make your application to run successfully when we have it in your on-premise model. But if you in SAS or PaaS model, you may not necessarily to aware of all these components, but some of them you should be aware, you should know while using Fusion applications. The first thing, if you see the diagram, we are categorizing the first part as a functional, and middle one is a middleware, and last one is a database. Okay, and if you see the functional and middleware and database, all these things are connecting together with the Oracle Enterprise Manager. Oracle Enterprise Manager, as I said, it actually makes sure every component is interconnected to each other and talking to each other. So that is the way Oracle Enterprise Manager will be there in connectivity for all these three things. Coming to the first part, when I say functional part, it is actually what are all the functional features Oracle Fusion can offer. That means what are all the products, what are all the modules, more specifically, that Oracle can offer to us, like Oracle Fusion Customer Relationship, CRM, Oracle Fusion Financials, Oracle Fusion Capital Management, Project Supply Chain Management, Procurement, Government Risk and Compliance, and many more number of products Fusion is offering. And the products count is keep on increasing. In the latest open world, Oracle came up with few more modules, few more sub-modules in each module. Example, human capital management, they have introduced HR help desk as a new sub-module. Similarly, SCM, they are introducing more and more sub-modules. So this list will keep on increasing day by day. Coming to the Fusion middleware, in Fusion middleware, we are dividing this into two parts here. The above first part is actually the middleware components which work together with the Fusion modules. And the second step, Fusion middleware components, the second section is actually the independent components, means these components can be used to run Fusion applications, or they can be run to have your company own custom applications. You can reuse this middleware components to run your company applications too. And these are must for the Oracle Fusion applications to run. So that is the beauty of the Fusion middleware. Means it is not necessary that it is only for the Fusion applications. It is for the other applications too. That's what we have to keep in mind while selling it to our client or to our company. Okay, so whatever components I was discussing before in the Fusion middleware components, the application development framework, web center content, these are all the modules which are part of the Fusion middleware and which are actually a standard open standards based platform. Every component of it is very useful. Every component of it has a very specific meaning, and every component of it can be used to build any of our custom applications and to integrate any kind of third-party applications with our Fusion applications or custom applications. But we may not be talking about these Fusion middleware components in our sessions, because we won't be talking about infrastructure scope, infrastructure service scope, and our scope is actually to talk about how the current Fusion projects are working and how to handle the current Fusion projects model, that is mostly SAS or PaaS model. Okay, And the last one is actually Oracle database, where Oracle database, again, as Fusion is not only for Fusion application, it's also for the third-party applications, custom applications. So Oracle database will have two parts. One is Oracle Fusion application schema, and next one is Oracle Fusion middleware schema. Oracle Fusion application schema specifically says that we are interacting with the Oracle Fusion application tables. And we say Oracle Fusion middleware schema, it is actually talking about the middleware components what we have. And if you have any custom built applications, this Fusion middleware schemas is the place where we can store our custom specific applications here. Okay, so this is broadly what Fusion application architecture diagram has. My video has more detail about each and every component. You can revisit it if you want. Okay. Coming to deployment model, what I was saying before, right? Oracle has the three deployment options: the public cloud and private cloud and on-premise cloud. If you see the first example, public cloud, one data center is there, and company A, B, C, D, E are using the same data center to access the Fusion application. So what does it mean? What does it mean is our Fusion applications is like, we can say like a typical in public cloud, how the Fusion application works is like a mobile application. If you download a mobile application in your mobile, you just go to Google Play or a Play Store or anything. And if you download an application, right? If you install an application, what you can do, you will consume it, you will use it. Okay, when you use it, what kind of changes you can do on the application, right? You can change the look and feel of the application, or you can use it to maintain your own data, or sometimes you can use that to interact with other applications. Sometimes we can send data to other application if there is a connectivity established between your app to that app, or your app to some other application, or sometimes from your application you could able to share data to WhatsApp, or share data to Google, or share data to some other application, right? Let's say list of 4 or 5 applications, right? So what if you wanted to share data to some other application? Example, your mobile app is allowing to share data only to WhatsApp or Google or Google Drive or some other. What if you want to add one more application to the list to share the information? What do? You won't have a control to add one more application to share the data. What we can do, we will contact the person who implemented it, contact Google Store or contact a Play Store, or you will ask them, hey, could you please add a functionality to share this application to that, let us say Twitter, to share to Twitter too. That's what you ask, right? So here, what you are saying, you are asking the implementer of the application to add a new feature, but you are not able to add it. Same thing happens in public cloud too. So Oracle actually gives us the application to use. Once we use the application, and once we are doing some changes, and once we can enter our data, we can use what Oracle has given, and we can play around with this, and we have some limitations to do some customizations around. And beyond that, if you need to do something else, you don't have that level of control. You have to ask Oracle, hey, can you give that feature to us? And what Oracle will see, Oracle will listen. Does company A needs it? Company B, C, D. Okay, how many clients really need this feature? Then based on that, what Oracle do? Oracle will identify, okay, these many people needs it. This is the importance of it. Yes, we have to create enhancement request for it, and they will create enhancement request, and they will serve it as a new feature, either in a monthly patch or a quarterly patch or a yearly upgrade. That's what Oracle do. Once Oracle gives it like that, then that feature is immediately available to A, B, C, D, E without any special request from anyone. So that feature, if Oracle company A, B, C is requested, Oracle D, E hasn't requested that feature. So what happens based on A, B, C request, as the number of requests from available clients is more. And what Oracle will do, okay, as more clients are there and they will install that new feature into this application. When they install this new feature, that new feature is available to E and D too. Not only ABC, that is available for E and D too, right? So it available automatically. They no need to D and D, no need to, they can't stop it actually. It will be installed automatically without any further further notices. When I say further notices, Oracle will say that, hey, this fix is coming in our next installment, next patch, and we are going to install it test instance first, and then we are going to install production instance later. So they will notify it, and they will install in test instance automatically, and they will give a month of time to the individual companies to go and test their test the new functionalities. And once they test the new functionalities, and if they if they don't want it, until unless they say no, Oracle will go and automatically installs into production instance. If they say no, then they may delay it for some more time, but one point of time it will automatically go to the production instance. So when they say no, they have to give a proper reason, whether it is failing to fix something, or it is failing to the custom customizations or custom components. Based on that, Oracle will decide whether to go ahead with a production patch or not. So everything happens automatically in the public cloud, because same application is being shared across all the clients. But that database schema might be individual to the individual users, individual companies, because the database schema is specific to the company, because they can only see the data and other company cannot see the data. So here in this data center, everything is maintained by the Oracle. Okay, let us say company A say that, no, I don't want my data to be shared, my application to be shared across A, B, C, D, E. I want it separately. I don't want it to be shared. I don't want to be shared across everyone. Okay, because I have some customizations. If you are saying that in this model you cannot allow my customizations only to apply on this data center, because it is going to affect A, B, C, D, E, everyone. But I want that customizations to go. That is must. I want it. I need it. My company needs it. Then what Oracle will say, okay, in that case, I cannot serve you in this model. What I would tell you, I will give you a new platform, different data center only for this yellow company. And only yellow people can only see that. Only company from A can see that. You will have your data center privately, and no one else can access it. Okay, and you will have your own data, and you will have your own, you have access to the application completely, and you can customize the application, but we will maintain it. We will apply the patches, we will do the upgrade. But what are the things that you have to take care is, when we do the patches or we do the upgrade, you have to make sure with our upgrades or our patches, your custom application should not be impacted. If it is impacting, you have to change it. But still, we maintain everything for you. Okay, that's the private cloud here. And data center on-premise, everything will be maintained. Oracle will delivers to you. Oracle, you can buy infrastructure from Oracle. You can get the infrastructure from Oracle. Hey, give me infrastructure and application. We will maintain. We will take care. You don't need to maintain it for us. If there is any patch or an upgrade, just give the patch or upgrade to us, and our DBS and networking team will take care of it. That is a data center and on-premise. So based on these models, Oracle came up with three kinds of packages. Okay, so one is SAS model. Everything will be maintained by Oracle. There's red in color. In PaaS model, my application data, only these two you will have access, because you can, when you have my applications access, means this application is available only to you, your company, then you could modify your application and you will have access to your database. You can create your own tables, and you can create your own views. You can have anything, and you can also create user-defined tables, everything like that. So my application, my data, you will have complete access on it, but everything else will be maintained by Oracle. Okay, in this infrastructure service model, So apart from you are buying infrastructure from Oracle, but everything else again have to be maintained by you. You have to maintain the middleware, you have to maintain the operating systems, you have to do this. In sometimes, even in infrastructure, you say that our company has our own infrastructure, you don't need to maintain everything. Then what happens is typical EBS implementation, anything like that. Even in infrastructure also, you will maintain it. Everything you will maintain it, you will just buy the Fusion applications from them. And you will install that Fusion application on your own infrastructure, and your DBS and networking team and your development team or functional team coordinate with Oracle whenever changes comes and get that and install it on your company and maintain that. So these are typical models what we have in the Fusion applications, but currently most of the projects are going in the PaaS and SaaS model only, because SaaS model becomes so much popular because for most of the clients, DBA job is gone, network team job is gone, and even the maintenance of the application. So whatever is coming out of the box, so everything is maintained by Oracle here. Whatever is coming out of the box, you just need to consume it. So companies are getting so much comfortable with the way the Fusion applications are designed. So whatever Oracle is giving, Oracle Fusion applications is offering as part of the product, those requirements are very much in sync with what customer needs. As Oracle went into the market and studied thousands of clients and studied thousands of products, and they combined all the functionalities together and they brought best into the Fusion applications. When they got that, so they have they built a system in such a way that whatever customer requirements are there, they can easily captured out of the given Fusion applications, that is out of the box. With the SaaS model, as it is just consume what it is offering, even any upgrade, any patch, Oracle automatically takes care of it. So you don't need to worry about anything. So the SaaS model is getting so much popular. And so many clients, so many companies are very, very using it. And this is going to happen for a couple of years. But there are some major clients who needs, as I said, it's a public cloud, right? SaaS is a public cloud where the customizations are not allowed on the application. So some of the clients, the bigger clients, where they definitely need customizations, especially when you go to the SCM or manufacturing side. Every company, every manufacturing company has their own processes, right? If they have own processes, definitely SaaS model won't serve their purpose. In that case, they need some system which can allow them do the more customizations. Then PaaS or IaaS are the places where they can use to do the customizations. Okay, some middle to higher grade companies are going to PaaS, and higher grade companies, if they're planning to move everything from on-premise to cloud, they might go with IaaS model. But I think that's going to happen in the near future. But today, that's not the case, because companies are not moving everything from their on-premise to cloud. Not everything. They're only moving some parts of their applications. Okay, some parts of the application they're moving it, and remaining everything they're still keeping in the in-house. But a time will come where they might move everything to the cloud. If that time has come, if that is going to happen, then all our concentration should go to the middleware. But at this point of time, that need is not yet arised. But at this point of time, everyone is stepping into the cloud and everyone is moving into the SaaS or PaaS model. And now it is the time for us to learn as soon as we can and step into this current projects, what we have happening, and learn the basics, learn what level of customizations, what level of modifications of the SaaS and PaaS models are offering. And based on that, our learning will start towards this middleware. So I'm just telling the learning path, how it should go. Okay. So as I said, the popular models today is SaaS and PaaS, right? SaaS and PaaS, you can do some customizations, but that is only with the configurations. Okay. So you won't be In SaaS model, you won't have, as you don't have access to the data here, data is managed by the vendor, that is by Oracle. You will have a limited access to your database. You have limited access to your application. When you say limited access to database, a simple example is you cannot create your own table in the SAS model fusion applications. That's the simplest way we can say. As you don't have database, you cannot even write a table. You cannot even create a view. So what you need to do in that case, you cannot do that. Even you can't connect to the fusion database from a typical database tools like SQL Navigator or Toad or SQL Developer. You cannot connect to the database because you don't have access to the database. But in PaaS model, as data is managed by you, you will have access to the database. And my application is managed by you, you have some customizations allowed. Not some, fully customizations can be done in the PaaS model. But the problem here is you should make sure you should not break during the upgrades. Without breaking the upgrades, you can write your own write in Java the own program to customize the application. You can run on Oracle database. You can also have your custom applications on the PaaS model, customer third party. So you can build your custom functionality in PaaS model, but in SaaS model, everything should go with the configurations, and you don't have access to write database. Don't have a right. You can query the data, but you don't have access to create database components in the SaaS model, and you don't have access to create a new page with the Java application in the SaaS model. You can't even do that. What all you can do, what all user experience is there, you can change that. If data fields are there, those data fields properties, you can change it. And business processes, there is at some level of extension we can handle to change the existing business processes. That's all you can do, and everything will be done with the configurations. That's why in SaaS model, the level of coding is minimal. Okay, that's why learning the SaaS model is much easier compared to the PaaS and IS model. But one thing in SaaS model, if you see what is the major technical learning we should have in SaaS model is the web services. Web services are getting more and more importance. That interaction with other applications, other third-party applications, are similarly interacting to Fusion from other third-party applications dynamically can be done by web services. That is one major learning we have to learn if you want to learn the SaaS model completely. But in general, if you want to maintain the SaaS model application, SaaS projects, then knowing the configurations and learning the technical components around the Fusion application is good enough. So whatever we are talking in our next 30 to 40 days, all our concentration is around the SaaS model. And around 80% of that learning can be applicable to the PaaS model too. Okay, so whatever SaaS model is supporting, what are the technical components that we can use at full extent to customize the Fusion applications, or the securities, or the workflows, or inbound, outbound integrations, that's what we are going to cover. And as I said, 80 to 90% of that knowledge can be applied to the PaaS model too. And PaaS model, we have to learn some additional things, like writing in Java means creating a custom pages. That is one thing. And a typical database interaction is common. Whatever we do in EBS, same thing can be done in database too. Only additional thing is learning the ADF, application development framework, is the new thing in the PaaS. Okay. Yeah. Coming to that's all about whatever the models, whatever the deployment options, and the basis of Fusion applications. Okay.
Lakshmi, this is Srinivas.
Yes, Srinivas.
When in the SaaS model, are we also going to cover the web services as well?
So I'm going to show you. So that's actually not included in our technical course, but I am going to show you some practical examples. I will try to show that. And because when I say web service, it's not limited to a separate concept. The web service can come in inbound integrations, can be in outbound integrations.
That's true.
right? That can come in the Fusion applications while calling to the other third-party page. So it will come everywhere. So
Right.
most probably I will try to cover it in the inbound integrations, some use case example.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you need to cover web service, we have to cover it from basics. Actually, we have to say what is web services, how many types of web services we have, REST and SOAP, and how the web services are built, and writing a simple Java program from there. Begin with calling the Fusion applications. It actually takes around 7 to 8 days of classes. So I may not be covering that level of features, but I will try to bring it in whenever it's needed. And
Okay.
okay.
So because from the technical point of view, that is very important for the technical persons. That's why I'm asking.
Correct.
If
So
it is possible, I mean, can we have that those classes as well in these sessions?
we will try that, Srinivas. Definitely. If I definitely want to try that. So
Okay.
with the classes what we have, we got 30 to 40 classes what I got as agenda. So we will try to even if personally I want to cover that, because that's very important. But in typical, but if you ask me how many projects are really using web services in today's world, it's very, very limited, because there are other ways to do the integrations. Okay, when we say dynamic integration, then only web services are necessary. Without dynamic integrations also, people are living with it, because they were scheduling jobs where maybe hourly, or they can schedule jobs by nightly. They're okay to see the data with a delay of an hour, a delay of a overnight. They're okay with that.
Okay, then in that case, what is the method of transportation of the data?
We are going to see that. We are going to see that.
Okay.
Yeah, we are going to see all the use cases thoroughly. Don't worry about that.
Lakshmi, this web service college is mostly it is going to be real-time integration, right?
Yes, that's true.
So, might be if it is not possible, maybe we don't want a web service development at those classes, but at least how we are going to call this REST
that's what
web
I was
services.
saying.
Couple of examples of web service calls.
Definitely, we will cover that.
So whatever available web services there, at least we can able to call those things. So that much capability we should have after this training.
Right. So whatever sessions I try to cover, the methodology, the way I follow is whatever I say, I will try to show it up in the system practically. So sometimes when we practically build the case, then we will be building it from scratch. So
No. Lakshmi, I mean, that is not my intention. See, for example, if you know R12, we have integration repository. So in the integration repository have some built-in services. We are not developing a new web service from the scratch there. Just by connecting to the Oracle database, and we are creating the WSDL, and we are publishing it to the external world.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's kind of stuff we wanted to see in a Fusion environment.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the available web services, we have huge list of available web services. We can directly consume it from the Fusion. I'm going to show that list to you. So it was a wide variety of lists available in the Fusion, and Oracle has given the names publicly. And we have access to the support portal, the meta link. We could able to see that, and Oracle has exposed WSDL too. So which you can see what they have in that web service.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So going further, what we are going to cover in next 30-40 days. So we are going to cover inbound integrations. So how many ways we can interact with the Fusion applications. So how do you interact with Fusion applications, either from in-house applications or any third-party application of a company? How do you do that? There are several ways of interacting with the Fusion applications, and HCM data loader is one way, which Oracle come up especially for HCM modules, they got up HCM data loader, which we are going to talk from tomorrow. Tomorrow onwards, maybe around 5-6 classes, we will be talking about HCM data loader alone, because it's actually a very powerful tool, very powerful bulk integration tool used to pull data into the Fusion applications. We'll be using it very thoroughly when we initial implementation of any project. We are going to use HCM data loader to do the one-time data conversions or ongoing integrations too. So this is the topic we are going to start tomorrow. And spreadsheet data loader and Fusion applications allows to load data in a spreadsheet too. You can just take a spreadsheet and then download a spreadsheet from Fusion applications, fill it and click a button. Automatically data goes into the Fusion applications. And other ways, payroll batch loader. Sometimes HCM, if you want to load some payroll data elements like payroll elements or payroll relationships, or if you want to load, example, direct deposits or balances, benefit balances. There are many components which you can use payroll batch loader to load data into the Fusion applications. Okay, so the same mechanism, whatever mechanism is giving these three data loaders, same mechanism is being used in other modules too. Can be a supply chain management, or can be a finance, or can be any other module, where everything is built on this basics of these three data loaders only. Okay, and other way is web services, which, as I said, web service comes everywhere. If you want to interact with the Fusion app, example, if you want to load an employee information, let us say if you want to create an employee, example, your recruitment application is in EBS, and Fusion is having core HR, Fusion is having all HR specific modules, right? And if you want a real-time integration, where whenever you are ready to hire an employee in recruitment, whenever employee accepts the offer and HR decides that, okay, employee accepted offer, this employee is ready to get hired in the Fusion application, let us say that, and they click on, okay, offer accepted, ready to hire. When they click on a button, automatically employee should be created in the Fusion applications. So internally, what should happen when they click on ready to hire button? Whatever employee details are there in the recruitment, those details should be passed as a parameter to the create employee web service in the Fusion applications, and employee has to create automatically in the Fusion, right? That is one example I'm saying. That is it. There is one kind of inbound integration. So Oracle has explored some set of web services, either creating an employee or updating an employee, creating a work structure. There are several things. Oracle has offered several web services which you can consume to interact with the Fusion applications. Okay, so these are the typical inbound integrations what we have in the Fusion, and similarly how we can export data from Fusion to the outer systems, right?
Lakshmi, hey, in this, can you go back to the previous screen, please?
Yep.
Okay, we have this HCM data. There is one thing is that file-based data integrator is there, right? Where
what is that?
File-based data integrator.
Yes. FBL, file-based loader.
File-based loader. Yeah. So that is you have not shown that here, right?
File-based loader. Okay, so file-based loader. The background of file-based loader. File-based loader is one kind of inbound integration. In HCM modules, file-based loader was there till release 9. Currently, we are in release 12, and release 13 is about to released end of this year. So really till release 9, we used to have HCM data loader. Okay, so now with release 10, sorry, till release 9, we have file-based loader. With release 10, what Oracle did, Oracle replaced file-based loader with the HCM data loader in HR applications only. But other applications are still using file-based loader. I'm aware of it. So, so HCM data loader is the replacement of file-based loader. They enhanced the inbound integrations much easier, and they got HCM data loader into the picture. Because file-based loader has some complications involved. Complications in sense, while building the file-based loader, we need to we need to bring some data from the Fusion called GUID, Global Unique Identifier, to generate the data, which is little more complex. So what Oracle did, they simplified it. They simplified it and brought HCM data loader from release 10 onwards, which is much easier to send any data into the Fusion applications. So hope that answers your question.
Okay, yeah. And can you just briefly tell me what is the difference between the SOAP protocol and the REST protocol?
It's a kind of web service actually. So based on how you are consuming the web services, based on what kind of web service it is it REST API or SOAP web service, that consumption will be different. The way you have to call from your source to that web service will be changed. It's a completely web service technology, how it is built actually.
So how we'll choose that, whether we will use
okay, how we choose that? Oracle recommends to use SOAP web services for all the integrations. So even if you see the Oracle documentation, they will talk about the SOAP web services only. But there is an option to use REST APIs too. That's why I mentioned it. But Oracle recommendation is to use SOAP web services for all kind of integrations, and that is what they offer in their documentation. Yeah, coming to the outbound integration. So one thing is HCM extracts. HCM extracts is again very powerful tool which Oracle has given to us to create generate data from the Fusion applications. We don't need to have any SQL background to create this. It's actually a typical configurations what we can do in Oracle. But we have to know what are the structures, what are the components, and what are the functionalities while creating HCM extracts. And based on that, we can create the HCM extracts to export data from the Fusion applications. And we are going to talk about that maybe 4 or 5 classes, mostly on the HCM extracts too. Okay, and BA Publisher. BA Publisher again a typical business intelligence tool, OBI tool, a BA Publisher tool, where we can I mean, some of them call it XML Publisher tool too. So it's actually, we have Oracle has given this tool to create data either from the database tables by writing select queries, or you can Oracle has something called subject areas in the Oracle transaction business intelligence module. We can use subject areas as well to pull the data from the Fusion applications, or there are several other ways where we can pull data using BA Publisher. Once you pull data using BA Publisher, BA Publisher has an inbuilt mechanism to deliver data to any kind of destination. It can be a FTP server, can be an email, can be a fax machine, can be a printer, or can be any other content manager. And also the output also can be any kind of output, a CSV, PDF, Excel, any kind of outputs can be supported by the BA Publisher. And the last one is OTBI. Not last one, last but one is OTBI. OTBI is again another powerful tool Oracle has came up in the Fusion applications. Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence tool. It is very rich in the user interface. We can have any rich look and feel reports. We can have dashboards. We can have briefing books. You can have key performance incentives, KPI reports. Many kind of reports can be built with OTBI, and OTBI also supposed to deliver data to the destinations based on the kind of output it's needed. Okay, and we are going to talk about that too. It will again take around 3 to 4 classes on OTBI. And last but not least, again, SOAP or REST web services. Once we have an extract or report created in the Fusion applications, we can always bring that report automatically into our respective destinations. And for that also, Oracle has exposed some SOAP web services which we can consume it. When we consume the web services, that extract or a report or a BA Publisher report can be automatically displayed, automatically populated in your source applications. That can be in-house or it can be a third-party application too. So these are the typical outbound integrations what we are going to cover in our upcoming sessions. Okay, and as I was telling, in Fusion project, 70% of work, maybe 80% of work goes into inbound and outbound integration alone. If you start any project, you will be spending most of your time into this inbound and outbound integrations. That is proved in the fusion projects, because remaining everything is all about configurations from the front end screens, which is pretty much doable for any functional consultant who has done a couple of projects, because that won't change in SAS model. It won't change. Same configurations applies everywhere. Only thing is the functional consultant should know what is the business requirement, and they have to transform the business requirements into the SAS model, right? So that's where the configurations won't take much time, but most of the time I have seen in all the projects, most of the time will go into these inbound and outbound integrations only. When I say inbound integration, it can be two ways. One is when we initially start the project, we have to move all data from your source applications to the fusion applications, whatever modules you are looking for, right? So if you need to do that, then that is called one-time data conversion at the beginning of the project. And while you're moving from your source to the destination system, that the fusion application, you have to decide, do we need to move all the history of data, or do we need to move only the current active employees, or we need to move whoever employees terminated in the past 10 years since the time we have started our company. So based on number of factors coming into the picture, this one-time data conversion effort will change. It depends upon how you decide. And also ongoing data sync process. Sometimes we don't want to move all our applications into the fusion. Example, in HR applications, in your current model, in EBS or PeopleSoft, you are having core HR, payroll, learning management, recruitment, performance management, many other modules, or finance, Oracle supply chain, everything like that. But in the fusion, you want to move only, example, your company got a need that they want to implement some bonus sheets. They want to implement. They want to have a module to implement their to automate providing the merit increases to the employees, or automate to give the shares, to give stocks. They want some module which can do all this stuff. Then what our company will do, company will see what module can serve the purpose. They will see Oracle EBS is already there in our company. They will go to Oracle and say that, hey, we want Oracle compensation management module. Then what Oracle will say, hey, we got in Fusion, we got a very good functionalities and the best rich functionalities and very good, very less price, because it is SAS model. And they will say, they might push us to go to Fusion. Maybe the cost is very less, and maybe it is giving rich functionalities. Maybe our company wanted to go into the better and better functionalities and latest functionalities. They may go for the Oracle compensation management module in the Oracle Cloud, right? In that case, all our HR applications and finance applications are in EBS, or PeopleSoft, or JD Edwards, whatever, and we want to implement only compensation management in the Fusion. Right? So what you need to do, you need to feed data to that module every day, maybe every week or every month. You need to feed data from your source from your EBS to the cloud on a frequent basis. Similarly, once in the compensation management, once employee got the merit increase, the salary increase, that salary increase amount should flow back to the Oracle EBS, because it is a place where their payroll is running. So it is a two-way integration should happen, right, on day-to-day basis. If any module in Fusion implemented like that, one module is in Fusion, other module is in EBS or a PeopleSoft or JD Edwards or any Oracle family, then that model is called a coexistence model. That is called coexistence. In this coexistence model, we have to sync data between these Fusion and these systems on a frequent basis. So even in this we have to build this kind of integrations too. Right? So this one, that's why I'm saying this is also another inbound integrations which needs considerable amount of time while building it. Similarly, outbound integrations are very must for any applications, because we have to send data from our Fusion applications to our third-party vendors. Can be a payroll vendors, can be a benefit vendors, can be a banks, can be our suppliers. Right? So we have to send data to them. Similarly, if we have a coexistence model, something in Fusion, something in EBS, we have to send data to our in-house applications too. Not only coexistence model, in normal place also, all our applications may not be in the Fusion, right? We will have our own applications sometimes. So we have to feed data from Fusion to our in-house applications too. So we have to write enough reports to do that. And how you are building that outbound integrations, is it real time or it is a nightly basis or it is a frequent basis? Based on the kind of decision you take, the effort will change. That is why I'm saying 70% of effort will go out in the outbound and inbound integrations. So this plays very key role. And if we are good in inbound and outbound integrations, we are ready to move to Fusion. There's no second thought in that. Remaining everything is later. This is the place where our technical knowledge plays a major role, and this is what industry needs to. Okay, yeah, it is the same thing actually. Yeah, coming to the reporting tools, I already spoke about this model in the last session. As I said, Fusion offers two kinds of reporting tools: OTBI, BA, and HSM extracts. But HSM extracts is completely part of a Fusion application. It's not part of a Fusion OBIEE. OBIE, Oracle Business Intelligence and Enterprise Edition. It's not part of OBIEE. So HSM extract is part of a Fusion application. So that's why HSM extract is not mentioned here. OTBI and BI is mentioned here. These OTBI and BI are both BI publisher are both part of OBIEE, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. And this is the typical structure of a OBIEE. Okay, it will have a Fusion transactional database. Okay, whatever data we have in the whatever data related to the Fusion applications, like any information, customer information, supplier information, employee information, or payments information, any information will be there in the typical Fusion database. On top of it, the way we interact with the Oracle database in the Fusion is everything with the ADF model or MEC model, MEC architecture. In that, view objects is the thing which actually exposes Oracle database tables to the outside system. Okay, that's a BI view objects, business intelligence view objects. BI view objects actually says, example, if you have a database table called example, employee data will be there in the payroll PeopleF table. Actually, it's a table called payroll PeopleF, which will have employee information. For payroll PeopleF, there's a view object called employee will be created. So the employee view object internally have payroll PeopleF table. This employee view object is exposed to the outside world. So if someone want to pull the data of employee information, they no need to query the payroll PeopleF table. They just need to call this employee view object. These view objects are used either by BA publisher or by BA publisher data model or with OTBI. So these view objects are also available in the subject areas. We will be talking about this in detail. Don't worry about that. Those subject areas are being consumed by BA publisher data model or OTBI. Okay, and sometimes you have a provision to write queries too. That's why is another arrow, which actually we will be calling. We will be directly writing queries here using BA publisher. Okay, and this left side one, what is our grayed out? It is actually, it's not part of the licensing along with the Fusion application. It's part of complete OBIE licensing. If you want this one, then we have to buy it separately. That's why it's a additional license. It is out of the box with Fusion. So this additional license actually needed if you want to implement, if you want to use Fusion reporting tools, to contain our third-party applications or our in-house application like EBS, PeopleSoft, JD AdWords. If you want to pull data from it and build the reports, then you need to buy this license, OBA, Oracle Business Intelligence Analysis License, OBIA. And for this, we will get a ETL tool with OBIA data warehouse and a prepackaged OBI reports and dashboards. So separate licensing, and we are not going to talk about OBIA. We are going to talk about OTBI and BA publisher model only in our reporting tools. Along with
so
that,
I had a question. Sorry, Lakshmi.
Yeah.
So this OTBI is a tool to create reports. Instead of reports, this OTBI provides you the layer for generating any ad hoc reports. Is it?
Ad hoc reports, yes. Even BA Publisher also we can use to create any ad hoc reports. The difference between BA Publisher reports and OTBA reports is OTBA reports has very rich functional look and feel functionality. And apart from that, whatever reports you build in OTBI, we can bring that report into our Fusion applications. And another advantage of that is whatever report we build with OTBI, that will have that will derive some security roles. Example, if I create a report in a OTBI saying the employee information, okay, now as a HR administrator, if you run the employee information report in OTBI, you will see all the employees. But if you run the report as a HR of US, if you run the report of HR of US, HR of USA or Canada, then that HR could able to see only US and US employees only. They cannot see all the employees' information because internally OTBA has some security implemented. So based on the user logs in, based on the roles, based on the securities and responsibilities assigned to the employee, this data will show up. The OTBA will apply that internal security mechanism automatically. But if you develop the same report in BA Publisher, same employees report in BA Publisher, whoever runs that report, they can see anything, whatever administrator can see. The security is not provided with part of BA Publisher, but OTBA, the security roles comes by default. That's another advantage. So based on so where do we use OTBI? Where do you use BA Publisher? We need to use OTBI if we need to do day-to-day HR operations, or if we need to create some reports which is available in the Fusion applications, which could be visible either to the managers or to the VPs or to the CEOs or to the general public based on their roles. And BA Publisher reports, typically we need to go to BA Publisher typically if you need to build any outbound integrations from Fusion to the third parties. Along with the HCM extracts, we have to use BA Publisher, which can be used to develop the outbound integrations. But sometimes we may need to use it for ad hoc reports, which can be consumed only with the administrators. Okay. And we'll be talking about that security when we talk about OTBA and BA Publisher. So we can post more questions at the point of time. Okay, so yes, it is talking about OTBI. Whatever I was talking now, OTBI is fully integrated with Fusion HCM and requires no additional system and security configuration. And as I said, it is ready for use. So ready for use in sense, it is simply you need to click, you can drag and drop the fields into the report, and we can quickly build any report in the Fusion applications very quickly with the Fusion HCM provision data. I mean, not only Fusion HCM, that can be applied to any other modules too. OTBI is the same functionality, whatever we do. And as I said, Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence inherits Fusion HCM roles and security profiles, right? I was talking about security.
This slide, sorry, Lakshmi, sorry. So this slide, I was hearing yours. So I had a question like OTBI, you're always relating with HCM. So does it mean OTBI is not available?
No. Not only HCM, it is for everything. So okay. I just mentioned it Fusion HCM because the slide was prepared for HCM people, but OTBI is a tool which can be used for any other module. It is very, very powerful. Okay, you can find it if you for any module. You can find there is something called analysis while creating the OTBI report based on the roles or security roles that are assigned to you. If you have a SCM duty role, then you can see the supply chain management modules in the OTBI, and you just click drag and drop the fields accordingly and create an OTBI report. Okay. And as I said, you can easily embed OTBI report on a dashboard in a Fusion application through personalization. That is one of the beauty of the OTBI. So we're going to learn about OTBI too. It takes around 3-4 days. And BA Publisher, as I said, we can on the left side, data is coming from the Fusion in whatever based on how you're creating BA publisher. If you're creating BA publisher from subject areas, or creating from the data model, or creating from the Excel sheets, you will get data from the Fusion in XML format, and you can use Oracle given BA publisher builder tool or a Word document is XML publisher, or PDF or Excel in a whatever layout tool you want to use. You can use the layout tool, create report, and that report can be delivered in any of these formats to any of these destinations. That is the beauty of BA Publisher tool. That's what I was saying. You can use BA Publisher tool whenever we need it to do the integrations. If you want to deliver the report to this any of these destinations, then BA Publisher is one tool which can serve that purpose. Another advantage of BA Publisher tool is if you want to get the pixel perfect report. If you want to, if you want to generate an invoice, or if you want to generate a pay slip, or if you want to generate some other pixel perfect report, and BA Publisher is the place to do that, not OTBI or not HCM extract. Okay. Yeah, coming to the extending and customizing the Fusion applications. So I will take 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and then finish it up today's session. So extending and customizing the Fusion applications, there are several ways to customize the Fusion applications. If you want to add any custom fields with Fusion applications, then you have to use descriptive flex fields or key flex fields or extensible flex fields. These are all part of the Fusion module. And if you want to modify, you can modify existing fields like making field required, show or hide a field, change a field label, make field read only, or reorder the fields. So we will use an expression language code, AEL code, we say that, to page component to extend validation logic. Like example, if in a page 2 fields were there, if one field value is based on the another field value, if you need to implement that logic, then expression language is the one which you use it to customize the to implement that feature. Okay. And tailoring the user interface, like changing the look and feel, colors and fonts, changing the page layout. If you want to change the layout to 2 column to 1 column, or 2 rows to 1 row, or create a new page. But creating a new page, when I say that in SAS model, we cannot create a new page which can do the DML operations, but we can create a page which can just query a data and show it on the screen. So it's a limitation when we in the SAS model. And adding a new objects and fields and expose them on a new page, right? So you can create a new objects or new fields on existing pages. We are going to see that. And add custom data validation to existing standard fields. So Oracle gives the field by default. If you want to change the properties based on some conditions, we can do that. And change and extend the user assistance or help content. By default, Oracle offers a help content for each and every field. If you want to customize the what help content Oracle is offering, we can do that too, right? And we have OTBI reports in mobile, so we can embed OTBI reports into the page layouts, and we can also create OTBI reports specific to the mobiles, and also we can change the reports which are available in the mobile. Okay. And for tool 1, to modify any existing fields, we have to go with the page composer. That is one tool which we will be learning. And if you want to embed OTBI reports into the Fusion applications or application, then we need to use application composer. That another tool we need to learn. And some coding what is needed for as part of extending and customizations is we need to learn expression language, as I said here. And a Groovy code is actually an expression builder tool which will be very easy to learn. I will show that. And HTML and JavaScript, which may be necessary from at some point of time if we need to go for extensive customizations. And web services is another tool which we need to call any third-party page to your Fusion application page, then we may need to use the web services. These are typical tools which we need to learn as part of extending and customizing the Fusion applications.
So Page Composer is the way to do DFF enable and all, is it?
Page Composer is a way to, not really actually. Page Composer, enabling DFF, KFF comes while doing the, we can enable those things by activating a sandboxes. So that is different. It won't be along with Page Composer. That comes into sandbox activation.
Oh, sandbox activation. You will be showing it, right? Like
yeah. So I will. Yeah. I will show that.
Lakshmi, this is Srinivas. So whatever we have discussed on this slide, are we covering all those things in our sessions, right?
I may not be covering the mobile specific pages, but remaining things should be covered.
Okay, especially on the tailoring of user interfaces. Are we covering that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there are two more things which actually, as part of this Fusion technical thing, we need to learn. That is security. Like security typically says who will access the data, what data they have to access, and which data. Example, employee can access the view slip, but only for themselves. They cannot see the pay slips of other employees, right? Wherever payroll specialist can view the pay slip for other employees too. So that is the security, how we have to implement in the Fusion. Similarly, for line manager can do merit increases for workers in their hierarchy, right? So, yeah, employees, line manager can give merit increases for workers in the hierarchy. So who is here? Line manager, what can give merit increases on for workers in their hierarchy, right? So similarly, HR specialist in North America can transfer employees of US and Canada only, because HR specialist is from North America. So how we can implement this kind of security in the Fusion? How do we do that? What model we are going to follow? We are going to follow a role-based access control model, and we are going to talk about how these security features are being included in the Fusion applications. Okay, so there are basically role-based access control has 5 kind of roles: data role, abstract role, job role, aggregate privileges, and duty role. We are going to talk about each of these role very detailed, and we are going to talk about how the security structure is identified and what standards it followed, and how we are going to achieve this who, what, and which data, and by learning these 5 kinds of roles. And we are going to talk about this. It may take around 3-4 days to complete the security roles. Okay. Yeah, and here we need to learn, if you talk about what coding we have to do while creating the security, we may need to learn SQL to create custom security profiles. SQL language has to be known to develop advanced security mechanism. Okay, and last one is approvals, workflows, and approvals and notifications. I have given what is a workflow. I have given a small example. Most of you already know this. So example, if you hire an employee, what actual system should do? System should send a notification to the line manager saying that, hey, some person is going to be hired under you. Are you okay? Then second level manager says that, okay, I'm okay with that. Then another notification will go to the second level manager. Hey, one person is getting hired and first level manager approved it. Are you okay with that? He approves it. And it go to third level manager, payroll manager. Payroll manager, again, it's a third level approver who will approve that transaction. And ultimately notification goes to the recruiter. Hey, everyone is approved for him to hire into the system. So hire it. So this is one example I'm saying. So this kind of approvals we have to build for each and every process. That can be employee hiring, that can be employee transferring, or it then can be a purchase order creation, or it can be an expense submission. Anything, a workflow has to be built within the system. Similarly, if a employee last name is changed, then someone has to notify that benefit administrator should get notifications saying that this person last name is changed. Make sure that make sure the respective changes are done in their benefits. Our notification should go to the payroll. Hey, last name is changed. Make sure ADP is updating with that. So all these things has to be covered based on the workflow. So we will be learning how the workflows are being. This is one example, typical workflow flow. So we are going to learn how the workflows are built in the Fusion applications, and Fusion uses a business process management worklist, which is built on top of Fusion middleware. And this will say when to issue approval notifications and what actions approvers can do, whether they can approve it or reject it or ask for more information, and what to do when an error occurs during workflow approval, and when workflow tasks got expired after waiting for a couple of months or a year, what do we do, how to get escalated, whether approvers can add another approval. There are many things what approval management should be done, and we are going to cover all those things in our workflow module discussions. Okay, and yeah, so these are the whole things what we are going to talk in our upcoming classes, and we will try to go as much detail as we can. So our primarily goal should be based on number of classes what we have. Our goal should be we should cover the basics thoroughly, and then we should go for the advanced concepts. So that's how we will categorize it. So we will start with the integrations first, and then we will cover as much as we can. And if we can't cover it within 8 classes or 7 to 8 classes, then what we will do, if we can't cover 7 to 8 classes, and in that case we will try to shift that remaining topic maybe end of the sessions, and we will try to cover at that point of time. So we will try to achieve whatever we have in our agenda within this 30 to 40 days, 45 days, working days in my view. So, and then we will do our best to do that. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to talk about inbound integrations, and I'm starting with HCM data loader. Maybe tomorrow again we'll talk more about theoretical part, and maybe 1 or 2 days I'm going to talk about more theoretical part, and second day or third day I'm going to go into the system, and we are going to see the practical examples while talking. Okay.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you. Very nice session.
Thank you very much. And
thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Tomorrow then. Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.